Hey guys, I'm James Drona, and you're watching the first episode of Appropriate Audiences for the fall 2013 semester. I'm here joined by Serene Jabazian and Amanda Dotson, and today we're going to be talking about post-Emmy Awards. So guys, general thoughts. What'd you think of the show this year?
I thought it was great. You know, it's something with the Emmys, it's not something like a series, so you don't have to consistently do the same thing over and over again, and I loved what they did with the choreography this year. They've never done that before. They had all the choreographers that were nominated, they had them up and make their dancers do a thing, and I loved how they did it with Mad Men and Breaking Bad and all of the other shows that were nominated. They did a choreographed dance to kind of interpret the show, so I thought that was really great, really creative.
I like that. All right, Serene, what'd you think?
I actually thought the beginning was kind of slow, but when they did the middle number with the, what did he call it? What was the
It
song?
was the musical
It was like
in the middle of the
number show,
yeah.
It was great.
I thought that was actually kind of clever, although kind of cliche, but it was funny and it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the beginning, like you said, I didn't really think it was all that funny. I think that it kind of was awkward that he was almost like trying to be funny, and the beginning started off really slow, but then it picked up, and I found myself enjoying it a lot. I think that while we're talking about Neil Patrick Harris, I thought that he was a pretty decent host. I mean, I like him a lot more when he hosts things like the Tonys or something like that, where he's much more at home and he can be
himself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
just himself. What'd you think about him?
I love him. To be honest, I think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. If I could wake up every morning and like Neil Patrick Harris could wake me up with a musical number, I would be a happy girl.
Definitely.
He's great. I don't think it's cliche. Maybe a little cliche.
Musical theater is a little cliche.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's entertaining, and it's something that everybody knows is going to happen. He did it with the Tonys. He does it with almost every other award show that he hosts. So I don't mind it. I think it's.
In his defense, he was self-aware of how cliche
That's
it
true.
was. He even
course,
said,
that's
very
him.
clear.
Yeah, exactly.
That's him. I love it. Wake me
What
up
was
every
that?
morning with that.
What was that thing that they had, the intervention for too much hosting?
Yes, that was
If
so
that was a
funny.
real
That was
thing, he
actually
would
really
be on
funny.
that.
That's something for How I Met Your Mother. Like throughout the entire series, they have interventions with themselves. So like for people who didn't, so for people who didn't watch How I Met Your Mother, I think that it was confusing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's what the series is based on. Like their friend groups, like they get attached to something, and like every now and then they'll be like, okay, we need to have a sit down chat and like have a nice intervention. So it was a nice tie-in with the series that he's currently working with.
So
I thought it was funny that it was titled The Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
I wonder if she signed off on that. Like, I'm really not sure. Yeah, that was funny too.
I basically agree with what she said. Like, I thought that segment was actually really funny. The way they did it was like almost like a PSA, and it was supposed to be very serious, and you could hear the dramatic music in the background. And I was like, this is just so Neil Patrick Harris. And it was really funny.
Perfect for him.
It's perfect.
It's great.
So is there anyone that you were any show, anything that you were particularly rooting for this year?
I'm personally rooting for Scandal. It's been on for, I want to say, 2 seasons, and I just started actually watching over the summer with all my free time. And I watched the entire series of it within maybe a week and a half. So that's a little pathetic. I shouldn't say that. But no, so I really got attached to it. The characters are so great, and so I was really rooting for Kerry Washington, who should have won the Emmy for Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series.
We're gonna get into all that. Don't worry.
But so Scandal. So definitely. Yeah.
What were you rooting for this year?
I mean, I'm a satire parody kind of person, so I watched The Daily Show and I watched The Colbert Report, and so when Colbert won it's his first time winning for Outstanding Variety Series, I was really happy.
He won a lot this year.
He won.
He
He
did
won a lot this year. I was just excited for him. I was only expecting him to win the writing award, but then when he won it for the show, I was like, yes, absolutely. Because The Daily Show, it's a good show, but they win it every year. They won it for 10 years in a row. So
now with
I was
me,
happy
I
with
mean,
that.
I'm obsessed with Glee, and it's almost really bad because I know it's such a bad show. Like, it's gotten so bad since season 1. There's no denying that, and we'll get into the memorials a little bit later. But I am honestly shocked that I don't know when they pick the nominations, but that Lea Michele didn't even get a nomination, even out of sympathy for
I didn't even notice that
everything.
until I didn't hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I was very shocked because I was watching it and I was like, they're gonna give it to her out of sympathy, and then I was like, wait, before I even say that, let me check if she's nominated, and she wasn't, and I was very shocked. I don't know when they announced the nomination, so he might have only he might have been dead long after the fact of them.
I mean,
announcing the
there are a
nominations.
lot of shows. I don't know when the nominations come up, but there are a lot of shows that I was surprised didn't even make it. Law and Order, SVU, Mariska Hargitay. die over her. I want to be her when I grow up. And Revenge. Revenge is another one that I was really surprised did not get a nomination. They were not for anything. So I was really shocked about that.
So for snubs this year, you want to start?
I already talked about it, guys. Kerry Washington should have won for Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series. I Want to Be Olivia Pope. Like, everything I inspired to be is her, powerful and strong and wanted. Like, she's so great. Yeah, no, I think, like, she really portrays her character just perfectly. She puts herself so clearly into that role and deserved it 100%. Like, I get goosebumps watching her. Like, I sit in the TV and I'm like, oh my God, tell me more. So, yeah.
How about you? Any snubs for you?
I was actually a little disappointed with who won for Outstanding Actor or Best Actor in a Comedy Series. It was Jim Parsons, and I think he's a good actor. I personally don't like that show, and I mean, I know a lot of people were rooting for Jason Bateman, and considering the people who were, like you, considering the people who were nominated other than him, I was a little surprised. Although not, I mean, like, I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. I was
it's like one of those things where you kind of knew it was going to happen, but you were almost rooting that it didn't. I think that he is extremely overpaid. Like, I was reading that he's like, if not number one, then like top 3, like highest paid TV actors. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see him, like, I don't know that much about Jim Parsons, so this might come off as extremely arrogant, but I just don't see him being anything but that nerdy character in Big Bang Theory. Like, I don't know what's going to happen if the show ever gets canceled. So when you talk about outstanding performance, I don't think that should be given to someone who's playing exactly who he is. But, I mean, that's just me. So, moving on, let's talk about some of the memorials. I got extremely emotional about the Corey Monteith one. A lot of people, actually, we're going to talk about this, a lot of people thought that Corey Monteith shouldn't have even been mentioned, or at least, you know how they had at the end all those people like that didn't get a huge thing? They thought that Corey Monteith may have belonged better in that because I'm a huge fan of his, but he was only in Glee, and he wasn't exactly the most well-renowned veteran actor around. So what do you think? Do you think that he deserved that? Were they trying to appeal to the younger audience intentionally, or?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that that one was very fresh, I think, in people's minds. And Leah Michelle has also recently just come out finally out of hiding and had her say about it. So I think that they definitely appealed to the younger audience. And again, like you said, everybody loves Glee. Everybody knew about Corey Monteith, like especially in our age group. So I think that that's what they tried to do. I mean, they did do, other, I don't want to degrade Corey Monteith, like prominent actors and actresses who have been around forever. But I think he deserved it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I think his name has been in the papers a lot, or not the papers, but like in the media more, or at least recently, like even before his death. Just like he's been doing a lot, like especially with Glee and like with projects surrounding that. So I think like that was partly the reason they did that. Like it was kind of like, I don't want to say it was a publicity stunt because I don't think that's fair to him because I do think he deserved like
he was a good actor. No one's taking that away from him. But I'm saying a lot of people are criticizing them because they think that he wasn't around long enough, as long as some of those other big names. There were a lot of big names in that list that were just sort of skimmed through, but obviously you can't give a memoriam to everyone. But another big one that got me was the James Gandolfini one. That was really sad because it was just the actress who went up and talked about him. It was really sad.
No, I agree. I agree. That was a sad one too.
Yeah. So moving on. So we talked about the snubs. And a big snub that a lot of people think about when they think of the Emmys is Breaking Bad, which shockingly none of us watched.
I don't watch it.
I was expecting to have to be the I thought I was going to have to be the devil's advocate in the room who doesn't watch it, but none of us watch it.
I don't have time. No, from what I've heard, it's a crazy, insanely written show, and I mean, good for them. This is their series finale is coming up soon, so maybe they should have won more because their series finale is coming up. I would be a little sad if I didn't get my award, but I don't know. I don't watch it, so I can't really comment too much on it.
I think that they were nominated for their previous season, correct?
Yes.
Something like that. So I guess this current season, their final season, will be probably nominated again. Since it's so good, we'll be nominated next year. So hopefully, Bryan Cranston will win something.
I know. He was a trending topic on Twitter when he lost. And it was saying Jeff Daniels won the Bryan Cranston Award. I think that was a little bit ignorant of people to say because Bryan
Jeff
Cranston
Daniels,
isn't
a
the
little
only
bit
person
stink.
that
Yeah, I
is
think
on-
Jeff Daniels deserved it.
I
think
do
The
too.
Newsroom is a really good show.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's fair for people to be like, oh, Bryan Cranston, like he won the Bryan Cranston Award. I think
Yeah.
it's a little.
Yeah.
It only won
I
one
agree.
award actually,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad,
Mhm.
and it was for
Yeah.
I was
no, it won
surprised.
two. I'm sorry,
yeah,
it won
I
two.
was surprised at how little it won.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
even from somebody who's
Yeah.
never watched it, I hear
Just hearing about
it
enough.
all the time.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
cannot go anywhere. My teacher, my professor, talked about it in the classroom
Mhm.
all the time. So I am surprised that it only won 2 awards.
Yeah,
But
and
they were
it's-
nominated for I think 7. So
I think so.
if
I think
not
you're right.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
At
So
least.
let's talk about some of the miniseries and movies. Behind the Candelabra was the big one this
Mhm.
year. I saw that and I thought it was amazing. I don't think either
I
of you have
haven't.
seen
I
it,
haven't
but
seen it.
no.
it was so good. I really do think that it deserves it. In Variety Show, I know that you went crazy over that because Colbert won. Is this the first time that he won that much? Or-
I know that he's won for writing twice, but he hasn't won for outstanding series. So that was a first for him.
Mhm.
But they've won. Actually, I don't know. They don't usually win that much. No.
Okay, so
Yeah. My favorite miniseries, I have to say, is American Horror Story.
I need to get into that.
Have you seen any of them?
No, that's
okay,
why I need to get into it.
listen, you need to start watching.
Listen.
It comes on, I think, in October, and
I
I'm
would
really
imagine.
excited. I think that Jessica Lange should have been nominated 100%. But I don't remember his name. One of the characters he did win an award for American Horror Story, so I think it was
I think
so
that was
well
the one
deserved.
for Best Supporting Actor.
I believe
think
so.
so.
Yeah.
Yes. Unbelievable. Just Jessica Lange should have been nominated. So that's another snub. Just saying.
So many snubs this year.
So many
even
snubs.
even Neil Patrick Harris mentioned it. He was like, "This just in, no one's winning in their Emmy pool because everyone probably
Yes.
put Breaking Bad."
Everyone was very surprised.
Yep.
I know.
It was a shocking year this year. So,
It was.
going off of all of that, are there any other general thoughts that you can say just off the top of your head about the Emmys this year? Or do you think we got it all? Or that's a nice simple
I
answer.
Would like to make a PSA to Neil Patrick Harris and ask him to come live with me. Be my best friend forever. That's all. I think he's great.
No.
No, you got it all.
She's like, I'm done.
We're done. Bye.
Yeah.
But overall, like I said, it was a very enjoyable show. I can honestly say that I've probably seen better. I just wasn't that, like, ever since going to college, I just get so far behind in all of my TV shows.
Mhm.
So I'm watching it and I'm like, what are half of these shows
Yes.
anyway? So
Yes.
that taught me that I need to watch more
You
with
did.
whatever spare time that I have.
Slack off on your schoolwork, start watching the TV
Yep,
shows,
that's
and
more
then you'll be
important.
fine for the next Emmys.
Yeah.
Fine.
Alrighty.
That's good advice.
That is good advice. So overall, that's our episode about the post Emmys this year. I want to thank Amanda and Serene for joining me. And if you want, you can follow us on Twitter and you can like us on Facebook at Appropriate Audiences. And that's our show for this week. So we hope you liked watching it, and we'll see you next week.